What's up guys, I'm going to show you how to assemble this Dewalt miter saw stand. First thing is fight your intuition to cut off these twist ties right here. They're designed to be there until you put something heavy like your saw on there, then you're supposed to cut them off, otherwise this could spring up on you. That's the reason for that. What I was really surprised with and happy about is when I looked at the box, I thought it was going to be a lot of parts to assemble, but it mostly comes assembled, so that's good. And all you really need is an Allen wrench, which actually is a part of the stand, which I think is nice for adjusting things. It actually goes into the stand right there. The other thing you'll need to tighten up these wheels, there's a bolt that's on here, is a 3/4 inch wrench or socket, and you're also going to need another one on the other side to hold it while you tighten it up. You could also get away with just 2 crescent wrenches, but that's all you need to assemble it. But let's get to the first step and get this thing put together. Alright, so this middle piece is pre-assembled for you. So all you really need to do is flip it around so that the black rails are facing down and on the ground. Now you've got your 2 end pieces that are both yellow. Don't worry, they're different widths, so you can't put it on the wrong side. And you want to make sure that the holes are pointing up. So you can't really mess this part up, or you can't attach it backwards or upside down. I didn't catch it on camera, but you can see I'm lifting it right now to attach the other piece. And that's because in order to get it on, you need to lift it up to make room for it, as you can see here. Alright, you have 3 bags of hardware. One that has 6 screws, one that's got stuff for the wheels, and then the other with the twist knobs for the extension arms. You're going to take the one with the 6 screws, and it also has 6 washers. Pull out the 4 screws that look similar, as well as the washers for attaching these 2 end pieces. You'll notice the washers are formed and curved. That's to fit the pipe. So I would recommend putting the washer down first to make sure you put it on right and that it conforms to the pipe. Then putting your screw in and just screw it in like a normal screw. One thing I'll note is that it was a bit difficult to screw in. I think this is so that they don't back out. But if you find that it's not going in, you might think like me, like, wait, am I cross-threading it? Am I not putting in right? And I don't think that's the case. They're just kind of hard to get in. I use my electric screwdriver, but in some cases it wasn't actually even strong enough to get it in, so I had to use something stronger. I'm sure if you just did it by hand though, it would be fine and you'd be able to feel it with that Allen wrench. But having power tools, well, why not use them, right? Alright, now we're ready to put on the wheels. You'll see there's 2 sides. You want the smooth side facing out. Then you're going to want to open up the bag with the long bolt in there, which acts as an axle. You put on a washer, then you put on the bushing, then you put on the wheel, which will actually go over the bushing. Then you insert the axle / bolt into the frame where you see here. Put on another washer, and then you're going to put on a tightening nut. Alright, now you got to tighten that nut. It's a 3/4 inch size, so you'll have to hold it on one side so that the bolt doesn't spin, and then just tighten it up. And obviously you're going to want to do this on both sides. Alright, now we're ready to put on the handle. Alright, that original bag of washers and screws only has 2 left, a big one and a small one. You can see there's a big hole and a small hole. Along with these locking washers, you put the washer on the screw, then you put the screw in the appropriate hole. While it's upside down, you could say the small one is on the bottom. You can see I put that one on first. Doesn't really matter which one you do. And then here I'm putting in the big one. I just hand tightened them barely and then was planning on using my tool to get them tight. I will say the bottom one, as you can see here, was a lot easier to get to. And then the top one, as you can see here, was a little bit trickier. I mean, if you use the Allen wrench, you're fine. Or this is the great time when you can use those specialty tools like you see me doing here, which just makes me happy, and got to use it and tighten it up. Alright, we are so close to being done. Now is the best time to flip this bad boy over, and all we need to do is put in the extension arms. Grab the longer extension arm. You'll see there's an arrow. The arrow points down while this is right side up. Then you're going to put that on the side that does not have wheels. Then you just simply pick up the other one, put that in the side with wheels. Be careful when you try to put them together, it's going to push the other one out, so you're going to have to grab both of them and push them together in at the same time. If you lift it up and look underneath, you'll find this little locking knob right here that you can tighten up to keep those extension arms from moving around on you. Alright, and the third and final plastic bag is where you'll find these little locking knobs. You're going to use one of those to attach a stop plate. You only get one stop plate, so don't look for another one, and you can attach it to either one of the supports, as you can see me doing here. Then you simply just put the supports in both of the extension arms. Use the other 2 locking knobs to tighten those down so that they don't fall out or move around, and you are done. Obviously, except for attaching a miter saw. Now you can actually attach any kind of miter saw. It doesn't have to be a Dewalt specific miter saw, but the way you're gonna wanna do that is, all right, so you basically have 2 rails here and here, and they're gonna move in this channel right here. So they have the ability to move back and forward. And each one has 3 screws for a total of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what you want to do is you want to put your saw in here, but it's very important that you try to make it as centered as possible. So you don't want it shifted to the front or the back. Depending on the size of your saw, you want to move these accordingly so that it's as centered as possible. Now, if you did buy a DeWalt saw, DeWalt was kind enough to already preset these at the right measurements for you, so you don't actually have to move them. But the way that you're actually going to attach the saw is there's 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. You remove those and then use those to attach the saw. Now, I don't think it matters which way the saw faces, but if you're wondering in the picture, the face of the saw, the front that goes up and down, is actually on the same side as this handle right here. But like I said, I don't think it actually matters which way you attach it. If for some reason there is, let me know in the comments why. But let's look at what this is gonna look like after we put the saw on. All right, now that we got the saw on, we can go ahead and cut these. All right, and then I'll show you how you're supposed to work this thing. Basically, you can throw your foot on this guy, put your thumb on this, release it, and then you pull up. And this is actually gonna be your intermediate height right here. It's normal for it to go up and down like this, but it's pushing down on the saw. It's not gonna go anywhere. You can go up another height by doing the same thing, come all the way to the top, and there's your top height. And you can see now it's stuck here. To bring it down, same thing, pull, lift up, come all the way down, and there you go. Now, something else that I've seen, I didn't look like in the instruction manual, it told you to do it this way. So do it at your own risk, but I find it much easier, is you're rolling it around, you get into position, you can grab the handle here like this, pull it, and then let the weight of the saw open it. It's much easier. Get it, where you want it. Then you're gonna roll it a little forward, put it down. I find that the easiest, and this is in the top, full position where it's all the way open. So you kind of skip that intermediate step. But like I said, either way, I'll get you there. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one.